Oke guys, kita masuki ke game kedua ya, antara tim Indonesia melawan tim Malaysia. Kita lihat aja guys ya, di sini Alberttt pakai Hayabusa dan Skies pakai Link. Nah, gini dong guys ya. Gini dong.
Let's see if the equalizer happens here or if it's a clean sweep, but
kalau gini kan lebih OP ya guys ya. Yang satu dari orange, satu dari purple buff dulu guys. Udah lama banget ya guys ya, gak pernah lihat Alberttt pakai Hayabusa ya.
On paper, I think if it's a pure 1v1, the Ling has a bit of an advantage. You can actually escape from the shadow kill while you're on the Tempest of Blades, and Sun and Stormy already going at it very early on. Seems Stormy will be able to get that win. In the fights, barrier though placed down by Keyboy. They might actually be looking to zone Stormy all the way back. They are successful at doing that, straight into the lethal that they claim for themselves.
The early game Valentino play, and you always need to mention Sans when you're talking about the Valentina. It's just a different way he plays it, and he can be very creative with which ultimate he decides to really go for right here. So now Yums is still trying to do what he did in game 1. Oh, going on to Alberttt.
Albert gonna be caught in the Tempest of Blades, and first blood over to Malaysia. Albert punished very early on, now with the flicker forward as well. Will be able to claim one.
Skies. Wait, flicker.
Looking for another one pinch point, and he gets
nice banget cewek. Gitu dong guys ya. Biar sama-sama mati guys. Tapi gak rugi dong Oni. Indonesia lah. Kali ini bawa nama negara guys ya, bukan nama tim guys.
Skies to a death there, even though he made the clean escape. But Alberttt trying to make sure he keeps up with the farm. But look at Malaysia, man. They're just a lot more active. And now with the neutral objective already up, both teams going for a bit of a clear contest, but Indonesia will be able to clear out first.
That will mean that they will get level 4 first, but with Alberttt having no purple buff, I'm not even sure if they actually want to go for this contest this early on. Diversion already towards that bush there. Gorgeous will be able to get a very good position. Earth Shatter going to be used up, but not onto anyone.
Wild charge.
Reset it again. Wild charge onto the back now with the
nice banget
Sans. Dealing a whole lot of damage, and Gorgeous will be taken down. Earth Shatter knocking up Sans, but now Albertt's going to be targeted down.
Aduh, Alberttt buset dapat. Aduh.
Skies not able to get the last hit, but it's going to be the primal rat coming in from Yums, and it's an all-out win again for Malaysia. Skies gets out, just barely there.
Sky Piercer langsung diamankan Skies guys.
Oh man, Sky Piercer in the hands of this Ling. Definitely not ideal for Indonesia. It was going so well for them, but it almost seems like the engage was a bit too early. Keyboy went for the wild charge, and everyone kind of had to walk up a bit more to really follow up on it. That small window allows Malaysia to really come back and trade back the play. And you can see the primal wrath damage is great in the hands of Sans, but you can't forget Yums can also deal a lot of damage there.
Ini udah kayak kembali ke season dulu guys ya, Battery Cloud gitu ya.
Very slow. It's like the fights are more important than the objective itself.
Well, they are two assassins, right? It is two assassins in the game. Maybe the neutral objective might not play as big of a role compared to the usual utility role. But Lupi is the one who takes the turtle aggro. Flicker, final slash now committed only onto Lupi though.
Wait, Alberttt,
Flicker, knocking Alberttt up. He does still have the quad shadow, and he does go away.
Alberttt dapet sih, nice banget. Yumsnya mati sih.
Comes back on the Yums with the shadow kill. Sans picks up the kill.
Itu tipis banget sekasnya guys.
Skies already very low, and Sans is looking to go for that one last hit to take him down, but Skies will choose the defensive
route. Udah balik.
It does seem like for Indonesia, they will take that small win for the roamer just for the kill. And Lutfi in the bottom lane.
Santai aja Lutfi, cewek. Wait.
No, he's able to survive for a bit, and there you go, the last few shots from Loliel to take CW down.
Fortunately for CW, he did clear the wave out, so he won't be losing out on any real any farm, EXP, and gold. But man, fights all across the map. Oh, Albert with the happy face. Jumped on.
Balik lagi, Des. Waduh, dijemput situ. Waduh, ya.
Will be able to catch him. Skies jumps in, the shadow kill, uses the way out, and now gets caught with the Finch poise as the wild charge only connects on the Stormy. The Tempest of Blades has been used to actually go at it. Stormy taken very low, still able to flicker out to safety. Will be caught. The final
itu linknya jago banget guys, dia guys. Buset dapat 3.
And he's able to get the 3-man. I'm offended right into Sans, but onward brings him back on the Skies to get the Defiant Blade. Now it's gonna be Keyboy in the midst of it all. Caught Sans. Sans still dealing a lot of damage, and the conceal will be used defensively.
Gila Sans.
As well.
Wah, tapi Sans ya. Wah,
No
tuh
one
rugi dong Sans. Aduh.
Sans who gets shut down as
Rugi,
well.
guys.
Malaysia getting all the skirmish victory. CW.
Wah, gak jadi rugi.
Renner
kah? Oh, Renner apati guys. Nice banget. Wah, harus ada replay sih guys, harusnya guys. Ya guys sih.
On his back, CW capitalizing on it. Small victory to trade back, but overall, Malaysia does seem to have the control over this game, man. When they want to fight, they will get it. And Indonesia, you're seeing that they were just kind of lost on occasion. Even though Sans tries his best to really match it out, he has 4 kills in his pocket. But for the most part, you can see how difficult it is for him to chase down the members of Malaysia to finally get 1 or 2 kills in the midst of all these really long engagements.
And now it comes down to maybe how they utilize CW and Sans, because Alberttt, he's quite a bit behind, but actually in terms of level, he's not too far behind. He's still on the same level as Sky, as his Look-P again takes a turtle aggro in the bottom lane. There's a diversion. Look for a flank on the Look-P, and they go into Alberttt. Onward onto the Earth Shatter. Alberttt still able to pop in the quad shadow in time. Re-engage, wild charge, catching 2, but now no full re-engage. Now it's going to be missing out of the final slash, and the shadow kill deals with him.
Aduh, Look-P-nya mati guys. Nice Sans. Stormy nice banget cewek. Itu Sans-nya guys, gila itu. Ya, Hayabusa di all in guys. Nice. Kelas banget bro. Kelas banget guys.
Leo though being active on the other side, even taking the mid turret down. It's a great win for Indonesia, but Malaysia gives nothing back for free. Wow. Taking away that mid turret will be very beneficial, especially with the diversions they've been trying to go for. It's unfortunate for them though that they got roped into that chase to try and secure Alberttt, because they kind of got stuck on Look-P. It was able to just delay them for that much longer. Looking at the items, though, has claws on top of the Sky Piercer for Skies will mean that he can really hold his own in a longer, prolonged battle. But Lolio, one more item to go for the full-on power spike. That is what I think Malaysia will be definitely waiting for.
Slowly but surely, Indonesia building that gold lead back, but it's still just technically even, right? It's a 500 gold lead, still very insignificant despite the 2 turtles. But fun fact for you guys, this game, I guess we're only going to be getting 2 turtles, right? Usually, we're very used to just seeing 3 turtles with the utility jungle meta, but with the assassins, I guess 2 turtles is more of the norm. No one can really focus and commit down onto these neutral objectives, as Gojes actually uses the vengeance a bit aggressively onto Sans, and will be punished quite a bit with that glowing wand. But it's a Sky Piercer BOD start for CW. So... is he going to try to just look for these burst downs, look for these pickoffs? Is he playing with the Bennett more than the Renner? I'm not too sure actually.
I think for Indonesia, the Wild Charge Bennett's Rage combo will be what you're looking at. And
Gojes
for any spell, but Gojes
langsung all in dah.
Now that's a 3-man final slash, but CW just guns him down. That Sky Piercer
glowing one
work.
udah
You
diamankan oleh
see
Stormy.
the execution there, and CW's online 5-1, both CW and Sans actually.
But here's the problem for Indonesia. Even if they can really match out the team fight situation, look at Skies. He's still pushing right now, and no one can really stop him. Even if Indonesia wants to send their EXP laner to stop this macro play, Look-P cannot match up to the macro presence of a Ling, and that's even before talking about the diversion play. So Malaysia will definitely have that as an advantage constantly. And this will be a bit of a deja vu situation to game 1. Indonesia are the ones that will be forced to go for a proper committed fight. But look at that. With a conceal already used by Malaysia, Indonesia has a chance here to make a surprise play.
Wait, how is Alberttt a level ahead of Skies? Okay, I'm offended. Able to catch Jooms right into the back to final slash, brings the back.
Wah, Look-P-nya guys. Walah, langsung 2 guys. Double kill juga Alberttt. Double kill juga Skies. Ya Alberttt gak bisa guys. Aduh, 2 tukar 4 bos. Cewek lu ngapain Adi? Hati-hati lah.
Trying to go for the assassination onto Gojes, but will decide to just dash backwards again. It's Team Malaysia with a big team fight win, and CW, I don't think he can contest this.
Langsung ganti Renner gak sih, we?
It was a cheeky play to go with the Wesker to try and get and execute. Deja vu to a couple of seasons back where that was a very common strategy. But Malaysia, with such a decisive win, they're going to go straight for the board. Indonesia won't be there in time, man. But P-Boy, is he going to force something? Okay.
Doesn't seem like they will. Diversion gets spotted. Keyboy pops into power of nature. And just like that, Malaysia decide not to take it. They got the Lord. There's no real reason for them to go for the fight right now. They can just play as slow as they can. It's a 1,000 gold lead that will definitely be building. They have Ling, they have Claude, they can scale.
That's unfortunate for Indonesia, man. They were in position first. They were the ones to try and make the play happen. But in that big fight, Gorgeous, that was a massive final slash that really kind of ruined the formation of Indonesia and resulted in everything just getting so chaotic. Alberttt was able to pick up a kill and was having some kind of presence in that fight, but unfortunately, it's just so much more limited compared to Skies right now, at least for now. Now, with all three waves just being managed by Malaysia, there's, like you said, Mirko, playing it slow. They know that there's no rush at all. They want to make sure that they get as much as possible. Maybe even a diversion here.
And towards the bottom side of the map, Yums is already hovering over, trying to get a big pick, maybe onto CW or Lutfi. Try to deal with this Lord. It seems that tier 2 will be given away. It's a bit too risky to defend all the way into tier 2 because Gojes also has ways to actually displace them with that final slash, but they will be able to deal with that Lord. With tier 2 intact. Indonesia defending this time, but Malaysia finding crazy value with that Lord. Oh, wild charge into the Bennett's Rage. No, they don't decide to go for it. Good flicker out from Yums to evade from that. The onward as well, just to open up that bush again. And now in the mid lane, they're trying to go for the clear as well, but man, Malaysia straight with the Primal Wrath. They know how to utilize their resources so well. Lutfi, I'm offended, gets knocked out by the Earth Shatter as well. No real engage now, as that's gonna be Skies who jumps in onto Lutfi again, dealing some damage, taking him to a quarter of his HP. And Alberttt, his purple buff is being threatened away. Now it's the final slash to connect onto Alberttt. He's still able to get out with the quad shadows. Keyboy gets gunned down by the blazing duet, and Lutfi is able to survive, but it's a win for Skies. I think he took the purple buff away from Alberttt, but I have to see. I'll have to look at Alberttt before I can really confirm.
You have to wait for the visual confirmation. You're seeing Wind of Nature's built in for, at this point, both the gold laners. But for Malaysia, man, I think the response whenever Indonesia makes a play has been just so phenomenal. Every single time there's been a big ultimate, a big catch attempt from Indonesia, Malaysia just has the right responses again and again. If you're looking at the damage dealt, Sans definitely is one of the main damage dealers. CW is more of a burst hero, but it is diversion play just to send Lolio to go for a clear. Is he going to come back? Nope. Didn't set up for that play, but that's the macro play that Malaysia still has at their disposal. They've been doing all this without really relying on any crazy big diversion play.
Alright, dealing some damage, poking Yums down. That's a slow push built up by Malaysia. Up top, and Yums will be opening it up right into the Bennett, doing a lot of damage, taking his immortality down as Keyboy pops into power of nature, but Lutfi will be caught, has a flicker, Lolio goes in and now purifies in when nature's out. Finch poison into the back, doing some damage, but look at Sans doing some damage as well.
Nice banget,
Quad Shadow! Alberttt gets the
ceweknya WON, itu tipis
banget. One more shot, Stormy gets it, Sans will be able to catch him though, and he pops the winner crown to get out with the diversion, but it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Indonesia.
Ya udah bang, ya.
That was mildly surprising.
Wow.
I thought Malaysia definitely had it in the bag with all the control,
nice,
but Indonesia they found a way with the targeting, with the crowd control to find that back the damage dealers for inside of Malaysia. That was an absolute win, and even afterwards, directly going onto the Lord. Let's take a look at what exactly happened right there earlier. Wow.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get to see the replay, unfortunately, but now it's how they are actually preparing for... Oh, there you go. Now it's a replay.
Go in and do damage. And the same way he did, Skies also went in to go for it, but Alberttt...
Ini tadi ya guys ya, alah wah. Gak ada terusan replay guys.
It's almost like when Malaysia are responding, they have all the right responses for Indonesia.
Keren banget cuy, Stormy cuy. Walah, Lutfi.
It's a whole different story, but Lutfi already taken out. Now Yums with the conceal.
Yeah, and the diversion into the back.
Ya Tuhan guys, ya. Tapi taruh bawahnya guys, taruh bawah bos. Wah hancur sih, tapi ya Sans hati-hati Sans. Wow, digas enggak? Buset, Yumsnya mati sih.
And technically, Indonesia get a lot of value in terms of turrets. They get a base turret in the far lane, but in terms of kills, yeah, they lost that one.
What's with Indonesia and lords, man? There's always some interesting lord happenings whenever Indonesia is in the picture. All things considered, even though Malaysia had a great sequence there, a great catch, great team fight, they lost the base turret, and it's on the far side, away from the next lord. That could prove to be fatal. Let's take a look at the items here, though. Sans, especially with the Blood Wings and the Lightning Truncheon, he has a lot of burst damage on top of the potential to go with that with the Primal Wrath. So now, especially if you're a backline or an assassin on the side of Malaysia, you gotta be a bit more careful because, you know, Sans will be waiting to try and do something just unpredictable.
All right. Once again, for Indonesia, it seems they're just trying to go and take this purple buff away. Sans dashes forward, but Skies will be able to retreat, securing it for himself. A CW gets that blade of the Heptases, and now I really want to take a look at the items, right, for Indonesia and Malaysia in the 16th minute of the game. It's a very small gold lead, but at this point, what is a gold lead even, right? It's technically 50-50, but the structure. How is this going to play into the next Lord, Arashi? The fact that the base turret in the far lane was taken down by the Lord.
I think considering that Indonesia also have great engage tools to really start a fight off, it's going to be dangerous for Malaysia, but they're chasing Sans a bit too far there. You can see Indonesia setting up a trap potentially. They have control over the Lord already. And with that far side, just pushing constantly. Gorgeous.
Wow, good vengeance. Actually use the vengeance to get out away from the I'm offended. Well played to Gorgeous. That really just gave Malaysia, I would say, a breath of fresh air, right? They were if Gorgeous was picked off, that would have been maybe a free enhanced Lord.
But now it's back to the waiting game, and with CW having the Sky Piercer, the Malefic as well, a lot of burst damage in his arsenal if they get too low, if Malaysia get too low from the Lord right here. So they need to be careful, and you can see that they're the ones who are forced to play around with the Lord right here, knowing that the bottom lane is shoving again and again. Guys with the Endless Battle will be having a bit more burst potential, but you can see Indonesia now are the ones playing it super patient, no real necessity. And Malaysia are even using a diversion to certain scout for information there.
It does seem like that's the case, and the far lane and the bottom lane is still going to be
Skies lah. Astaga bro, waduh, ya Albertnya malah mati guys, aduh.
Well played. What a retry. He walks up and it's combo together.
Oh my lord guys, oh my lord. Yeah, Tuan guys.
Gorgeous, I think, was the real MVP in that fight, though. Landing that final slash on Alberttt, it was at such a critical moment with everyone just waiting to deny him that opportunity. But Malaysia has done it. They take the Lord away from Indonesia, and now they have, once again, the empowered waves to try and make these plays happen. They're up against a Valentina and a Beatrix though, so the wave clear for Indonesia is definitely something that they still have to try and prolong this game even longer. But we've seen how Malaysia plays, how Gorgeous and Yums have been so active. They can try and go for a fight and catch Indonesia off guard before they can even set up for a proper defense. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, they're actually trying to just put it away, but item-wise, Arashi, before the siege, how is it looking?
With the Divine Glaive, with the crown as well, Stormy is all set up to try and make the most daring of plays all the way in the front line. And with Loliel just trying to finish up his final item right here, he might be able to get it by the time the Lord reaches the base of Indonesia. Okay, there you go. Immortal in his pocket as well. They're just gearing for a full ditch effort, and they have the diversion into outside the map play if they want to go for it.
Let's see, man.
This is
go just away, but he's
just
all alone. Can't find the final slash. Goes in with a vengeance and will be CC'd down with offended as well. And the vengeance will not be enough to get him out of there.
Play dari Gorgeous guys ya.
And for Indonesia, they'll be able to defend this. That means that they can actually just get rid of the Lord as Malaysia disengage with the conceal.
Ya lumayan sih mereka dapetin turret bawah bos. Aduh.
On the base turret situation. But man, Gorgeous was left alone right there, and T-Boy gets out with the wild charge for now, but that won't be up for a while. So now Malaysia can once again control the vision, the information, And
Lutfi.
now there's no longer a way for Indonesia to match it.
Malah replay guys, boy.
Earlier, and now we're gonna take a look at the replay, but I really wonder what's going on.
Wah, ini dong, lah Lutfi mati guys. Ya, Sans mati juga ada. Replaynya nggak pas banget sih, astaga. Buset dah bang. Ya, ceritanya gimana guys? Stormy. Buset, gue just langsung beli immortal guys.
And for Stormy, it was in wave.
Runnernya bos.
You thought you were gonna see a bit of a replay, but no, Malaysia says, hang on, there's more. Finally here, we take a look at a bit of a replay. Lutfi there, he's getting shocked on.
Central maju guys. Ya. Dikepung gitu guys. Konsepnya dikepung gitu bos. Ya sulit lah bos. Aduh.
For Malaysia once again is something that they are absolutely abusing.
Buset dah.
For sure, and now that base turret almost gets taken down by the cannon minion. Lutfi and Sans will be respawning back in the Atlanta Dawn, but I don't know if it's going to be in time here. It seems from Malaysia, they're just going to go for the burst straight onto the Lord. And CW, will he try to go for the Renner app at the steal? Doesn't seem like they'll be able to. Guys, gets it again. That's a retreat battle win as Indonesia look to go for a team fight, but Malaysia are just way too clean. They get the Lord, they back away, and now in the 21st minute, this might be the final Lord of the game.
Possibly the beginning of the end right here for Indonesia, as the Malaysians with a full inventory slot on almost everyone. Even the Queen's wings in the hands of Yums, he is geared for an all-out fight to decide this once and for all diversion.
Mereka malas jalan guys ya, langsung teleport bos. Aduh.
Does some damage onto Lolila, but so far only one wave is pushing down. CW has the Bennett. Goja's looking to displace them. He's bringing the Lord all the way up top as Albert deals with the wave up top as well. Now another wave in the bottom lane coming down. He's taking very low. I'm afraid of the final slash. Catches all of the
Wah, gila banget final slashnya, bagus banget bos. Wah, gak bisa guys. Saya fokus gak bisa bos. Gelo guys ya, waduh ya, udah guys ya. Wah, ini sih bukan easy server lagi bos. Udah bisa bantai Indo mah bukan easy server lagi ya, Mubazin ya. Aduh, bahaya ya guys.